Hey, my name's Nat. Welcome to Newsbreak. South Australia passed some pretty controversial new protesting laws this morning that could see some big fines handed out to disruptive protesters. Here's Josh to explain.
From abseiling off bridges to throwing paint on buildings. Passionate climate change protesters have been causing quite a stir in Adelaide lately, bringing peak hour traffic to a halt and leaving some people pretty annoyed.
Anybody in our state has the right to be able to protest, but it has to be done in such a way that doesn't offend the rights of every other citizen in our community.
So after 15 hours of overnight debate, the state government has decided to make some changes. The new laws mean people who engage in seriously disruptive protests by intentionally causing an obstruction to a public place could cop a $50,000 fine, or up to 3 months jail time. A lot of people are pretty upset by this, saying it attacks their ability to protest freely.
Shame!
But the state's premier says it's about making sure people protest in the right way. So, what do you reckon?
I think if it's like a angry protest and they're like destroying things, then they should get like a fine or something.
I don't think they should be punished just for like being there, you know? Yeah.
I reckon like maybe they should get a permit to make sure it's all like allowed, so they're not actually, everyone knows that it's about to happen. It's not like a flash protest.
The Men's State of Origin Rugby League Series kicks off tonight. The annual best of three comp will see the New South Wales Blues and the Queensland Maroons battle it out for glory. And for the second time, the opener will be played in Adelaide.
I actually do not believe in this game being played in Adelaide. Can I just make it clear?
No matter where it's played, the Maroons will be hoping to hold on to the shield after a big win last year, while the Blues are out for revenge.
I think it's 72%. You win the first game, you win the series.
For years, Australians have been scaring tourists with tales of drop bears. Ugh. A koala-like carnivorous bear that hides in trees and jumps down onto the heads of its victims. But they're not real, or are they? Here's Jack.
For years, us Aussies have taken it upon ourselves to terrify tourists with tales of drop bears. But, what are they exactly? Oh. Drop bears are said to be quite large, carnivorous creatures that inhabit the treetops of Australia. Early settlers and explorers to Australia began circulating stories about the mysterious drop bear as a way to scare children and outsiders from venturing too far. Thanks to some new discoveries, scientists think that perhaps something very similar to a drop bear may have actually existed.
It's probably distantly related to koalas, but it was very different. It was 70 kilos. You're talking about a seriously large animal here.
Professor Michael and his team of researchers have been studying fossil remains of something called a nimbadan. It was a mammal that lived in the rainforests of northwest Queensland some 15 million years ago. They now believe nimbadans may have hung out in trees and perhaps dropped from them.
These things were not running around on the ground. They were upside down in the trees over your head.
Fortunately, they don't exist anymore, but learning about them helps us understand more about the unique Australian wildlife that lives alongside us today. Okay, I get it. They're bears and they're dropping!
Now it's time for some stories that leave a lot to the imagination. Ugh. First up to this merman in Taiwan, who's been practicing his skills for the first ever mermaiding competition in the country. Mermaid diving has become quite popular in recent years, but Shu here wants to encourage more people to try it, especially guys, to help break the stigma faced by men in the industry, in the hopes that they can all live out their underwater dreams. Now to some ancient dinosaur bones that were found in Victoria. They've just been confirmed as the oldest remains of the pterosaur ever found, at an estimated 107 million years old. Researchers say pterosaurs were the first vertebrates to fly, and probably once looked a bit like this. And finally, to Nevada in the US, where one police officer has hatched a daring plan to free a bear from a car. Look, I have questions too, but if there's one thing we've learnt from the show recently, it's that bears can get crafty. But this officer with their long piece of rope might have just gotten even craftier. Bye-bye, bear. Oh, well, that's all we've got time for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.